What's up, my beloved? What's up, my beloved?
I got the sauce. Smackalicious. Beat love, beat love, beat love 3 times. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
You guys, today we are at Martino's out in Milwaukee.
In the mill.
Listen, y'all, if y'all don't know, you will know today. Anyways, I have me an Italian beef. Let's say grace first, then we're going to do our thumbnail.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this food and drink that we're about to receive. We ask, Father, that you bless it, that it may be nourishing to our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank God. Okay, I don't know how you're going to do this,
Let's get this thumbnail on.
See,
y'all know.
Oh, we don't even know if it's going to be
We're going
like
to modify
that,
this. No, pull it back a little bit up by your face.
I ain't going to see that.
Yours is probably bright.
That's what.
Too bright.
That was too far back, though.
No, I can always zoom that in.
Okay, y'all, let's get it in.
Did they give us some napkins?
I don't know.
So,
we need to be closer.
Huh? What'd you say?
We need to be closer, y'all.
I can always zoom it in later. Just hold your food up high.
Okay.
Keep your food up high. Yeah, nah, you won't lose nothing.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Come on. Let's talk about them.
Come on. I need some nappy cans. But anyway, y'all. So I'm gonna pick apart this this sandwich, because I'm on that keto.
You on that keto?
I'm on that keto, so I'm gonna pick apart this sandwich and just kind of snack while we talking.
We're gonna talk about
this. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all about how when you marry. I'm gonna tell y'all about how her body be talking to you.
What? Don't play with me.
She don't know nothing about this topic.
I don't know what he's doing, y'all.
Listen.
I ain't got no plans.
Listen. Fellas. Her body be talking. Her mouth be saying one thing, but her body be saying another thing. Sometimes her body be talking louder than her mouth.
I don't know what that means, though.
What am I talking about?
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you what I'm talking about. When you in communication with your wife, let me just give you a story first. Let me give you a story. So, I'm listening to this book by Gary Therapy, this relationship communications book, and he was talking about this story about this guy and his wife. I think it's the wife or girlfriend or something like that. Thank you. And they were both a part of this some kind of successful event that had happened. I don't know if it was sales or whatever. And they were being, he was being celebrated. And so he had brought her along to the celebration party or whatnot. So that she can kind of experience the whole thing, and because he was being celebrated. And so she got there and he started mingling with people and all this other stuff. And he was getting a lot of attention because obviously the celebration was about him and what he had accomplished. So he was getting a lot of attention from, men and women. And she started to feel some type of way during this situation. She wasn't happy about it, y'all. He had no idea. He thought, everything was going good. He was off to himself, kind of mingling and talking and everything. And she was off by herself and she was kind of sulking. She wasn't happy. But he didn't notice anything wrong at all. He didn't notice nothing wrong. He wasn't looking at her body language. She was kind of off, you know how it is when you're not happy, you upset. Your body's saying a whole bunch of stuff, but you ain't said nothing with your mouth. And so she over there doing her thing. He doing his thing. They get home, and he's happy, totally happy.
So dark.
I don't know, because
Sorry,
that light coming in over there, that light is bright, man.
Can't put my arm in the way.
Yeah, that actually worked when you put your arm up there. But anyway, I'll fix it. I'll turn it down later. I'll see what I can do. If not, catch the message. So they get back to the crib. We're gonna talk the way we talk, y'all. So they get back to the crib. And he's trying to talk to her or whatever, and she got an attitude about what happened at the event. She felt like he was ignoring her at the event. He wasn't talking to her. He was ignoring her and whatnot. And he was like, I thought, this was how it was supposed to be. I was having a good time. I was being celebrated. I thought you'd be happy for me. Listen, he had no idea that she was so upset about what had gone on. He wasn't paying attention to none of that. She never said anything, so he just thought she was good with it. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, fellas, that's how we are. Mm-hmm. We can be in a situation totally oblivious to the fact that this woman is super upset at you for something that she ain't said nothing about. And then one day, one moment, the knives are out. And it's like, what did I do? I don't even know what I did.
They only come out when we have a little something, a disagreement or something about some ketchup or something.
No. We ain't got to that yet. That's another thing. So, this little disagreement, y'all, done turned into something huge. All she had to do in the moment while he was at the party was say something. But she didn't. Mm-hmm. She just kept on sulking, and it was building up all throughout the night until she got home and they got alone, and then boom, the powder keg goes off, and he's looking around like, what the heck just happened? I thought we was having a good time, right? That's how this communication will go wrong. So when you out, or even when you just around your wife or your significant other or whatever, you really have to be mindful of that. They're saying stuff with their mouth, or they're not saying stuff, but they're also saying a lot with with their body. Body language is a huge part of communication.
Yep.
And if you're not mindful of that body language, you could miss a lot of that communication and think you're doing good when you ain't. Mm-hmm. And so, let me get to the next part. Fighting dirty. Dirty fighting.
I don't even know what that one.
Dirty fighting. This is what I call dirty fighting. Y'all just be fighting dirty.
Who was y'all?
Let me just tell you. This is what happens. Now, fellas.
Sorry, y'all.
Tell me if this has ever happened to you. Something happens.
Don't make this a fellas thing.
No, all right, listen. This happens to fellas. I know it happens the other way around too. But I know it happens to fellas a lot. This is what happens. You have forgotten to pick up some, I don't know, tomatoes from the grocery store for tonight's spaghetti dinner.
Or
whatever
tacos.
It is. Tacos, whatever it is. You get home. So, oh, baby, did you pick up the tomatoes? Oh, I forgot. And all of a sudden, it's on 10. The argument's on 10. You don't even know why. The disagreement, the level of disagreement over some tomatoes is this on 10. And then all of a sudden, while we were having this discussion, this little disagreement about tomatoes, all of a sudden, it's about the last time we was over your mama's house and you said this in front of her and you did this and you like, where is all this coming from? Where is all this coming from? And the reason why is because they fighting dirty. This is how they fighting dirty. They bring up every single thing you did over the last 10 years.
Okay.
In one little moment of a disagreement over some tomatoes.
Okay.
And so what I learned listening to this relationship thing is, don't do that. Don't do that.
Raise your window. Put your window down.
Yeah, I'm hot, man.
Yeah, I know.
I can't. The car's off.
Let's turn this car off and do it. Anyways, y'all, do you know what I'm finna say?
What you finna say?
You see how he made... You turn let raise all the way down.
It's too loud. Anyway.
No, I'm gonna turn the car. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all see how he made this about... and this is what they do. And this is what they do. Let me tell you something. They do it too.
Yeah, we do.
So why you making something? This is what you can say. This is what we do in relationships.
This is what we do. Oh, listen. That's okay.
Practice active listening.
Really?
Oh,
Again,
make it stop.
communication is as
Anyways,
much or
maybe. Okay.
So-
Anyways, I was gonna say is that the thing about it is that at the end of the day, we do fight dirty in relationships. What we do is we let things fester and build up, and then we have this crazy little argument that's not even that. It's not even that bad. It's not even that serious. Then we want to bring up everything that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 8 years ago, 8 days ago, and then we always saying, "Well, why are you bringing up the past?"
Right. And then you know what happens is, once they bring up something, then you bring up something. They bring up something else, you bring up something, and y'all back and forth. Meanwhile, you forgot one very important thing. Y'all on the same team.
Right.
Y'all on the same team.
Yeah.
It's like you teammates fighting against each other. When the thing you're supposed to be fighting for is your marriage. Y'all on the same team. Don't fight against each other. It's okay to have a disagreement. Figure out how to have that disagreement in a respectful manner to each other. Don't hit below the belt. Don't bring up old stuff.
Yeah.
Stick to the subject. And you don't have to agree. You can agree to disagree, but acknowledge the other person's feelings in that situation.
Right.
And they are to acknowledge yours. Apologize when you've hurt their feelings. You may not have intended to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Or you can't control how they perceived what you said.
And y'all, it's all about the delivery too.
There's a lot about the delivery.
It's a lot about the delivery. I'm telling you, it's some times where, it was time in our marriage of 21 years of being married and 22 years together, whatever.
22 years together.
22 years together, that it's some stuff that I be like, the delivery be all off, and delivery to me be all, I'm like, wait a minute, nuh-uh. And you know us women, we can get a little feisty and a little stuff, whatever, with our neck raw. Who you talking to? Boo, boo, boo. Trying to. Anyway. But anyway, so the delivery can be all wrong, but I've noticed that anytime me and my husband, as we got older in this marriage, like, okay, you ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere, we together, blah, blah, blah. You get to the point where you know how to talk to that person, and you realize that delivery of something, if he would have told me in a different tone, I wouldn't even received it. I would have been like, no, I'm still not listening, woo, 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 woo. But since you told me in that tone that you told me in, and you delivered a totally different way, I can handle that. I'm like, okay, let me sit back and think about this. Let me really go through this and think about it and change my ways. Let me do some things and implement some things in my life to make it better for him. This is what you do. Because as you get to this thing with this marriage thing, especially when you ain't got no kids in the house, and you all by your lonesome self, you and him, listen, some things has got to be different. You know what I'm saying? It has to be different in order for things to work, or you're going to be miserable. And like we said, living in a separate room or being roommates and never talk. All of that.
Right. Sorry about the car noise, y'all. I'm hot.
You hot, y'all. You hot.
Yeah, but delivery is everything. Use the sandwich technique. Basically, well, you know you got some stuff to tell your significant other, your spouse. And you know it's going to be a challenge to express that to them. Sandwich that thing between two positive things. You know, I really love when you do this for me. I do have some challenges when these things happen, and I'm hoping that we can work through this. But I love spending time with you, and you know what I'm saying? Sandwich it between two good things.
Yep.
It just makes it easier to take. Like when you feel, well, anyone, if you feel like somebody's always coming at you, you're gonna be on guard. But if you communicate in the right way, marriage can be so
Much easier.
much easier.
For a lot of y'all. A lot of us. And my thing is, this stuff it don't happen overnight. This is 22 years of experience.
Oh yeah.
22 years of ups and downs.
Mistakes.
In and out. You be like, oh, baby, you have to think about things. And you realize, he ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere. We gotta make this work.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta make it work in a peaceful manner. And some things you learn, some people learn faster than others.
Yeah, but I think. Oh, I just did something, y'all. I just did something you're not supposed to do.
You did it on them?
I did it on them. When you are acknowledging your spouse's perception of whatever happened, don't say but. Don't say, I understand that's how you felt.
However,
no matter whatever conjunctive word you use there, all you're doing is nullifying everything that she just expressed to you.
No prepositional word.
I understand that that's how you felt, but in other words, I don't care what you just said before that. This is what is more important. Whatever you say after that. So be mindful of that. Just acknowledge what they felt and apologize for how they felt. Because if you really didn't mean to make them feel that way, go ahead and tell them that. Yeah. And then move on to how you should have communicated it like this. And this is all you meant to say. It goes a long way. Communication and saying I'm sorry or apologizing goes a long way in diffusing arguments. And one of the things that was said when I was reading the book was that couples who get over arguments in a short period of time last longer.
True.
When you sitting there holding grudges for 1, 2, 3 days, y'all ain't talking to each other, or it's a firestorm. Mm-mm.
Let me tell you something. It's so many people out here that do their relationships, and I can never understand that. And I'm just happy I'm married to a partner that can forgive easily. You know what I'm saying? Me and him will get into something, and they be mild. The stuff that we be going through is so mild compared to when you see people arguing, and this is what they do. They be sitting there arguing, they busting windows, tearing down TVs. They finna sit up there and put bleach on all your clothes. They putting it in the fire. I'm like, and then realize after they did all this, get them 3 or 4 days. Hey, baby, you want me to cook your dinner? You what you need, baby? They still together, and now they saying, baby, how we gonna get the car refixed?
Right.
You gotta take the money.
You done busted the
front
window on the car.
I be like, do you realize what you have done? There's no way that I can be in something like that. There's no way. So when me and my husband have that disagreement, I'm telling you, we get over real quick, and I promise y'all, it be with the next half hour with less than that. It's just like, hey, baby, I'm sorry. And let's move on. Come on, baby, let's go out to dinner.
And you know what? It doesn't matter who apologizes first in that situation.
Right.
The apology is not always an admittance of something that you did wrong, but rather an admittance of the fact that whatever it is that you did not intend to hurt that person or make them feel the way that they feel right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And yeah, you may have been wrong. Absolutely include that in your apology.
Yeah.
And if you wasn't wrong, apologize for how you made that person feel. Acknowledge their feelings in the moment.
Yeah.
Because when you do, it will change the nature of your argument. And I'm going to tell you what the thing that I have observed in doing this, which I think is the I guess the sweetest part of it, is that when I or she is big enough in that moment to apologize, the other person, their whole face just changed, and they say, you know what? I'm sorry too. Mm-hmm. And boy, does that change that whole moment, the energy in the room, everything. It just it diffuses all of that negative energy and all of that anger, because that's the thing that keeps people from getting it back together. Is we too proud to say we're sorry, and the pride is just butting head, boom, 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 and that's why you can't get ahead.
That's great. That's so true. And that's why when you in this relationship with your spouse, just think about it like this. You only got so much time with that person.
Oh.
And if that person was to pass away that day, or tragically pass away, or find out something devastating about their lives, that you will never have them around again, you won't see them until you go to glory.
Right.
If you go to glory in heaven, then you're going to be like, man, I really miss that person, and I'm crying. You'll be crying out and everything, and wishing you could just say you sorry, or wishing that would have never happened. Because let me tell you something, it's not that deep.
It's not.
Those arguments, it's not that serious. Why would you just dwell on that until you get to the point where you get bitter, and then unforgiveness come in, and then you like, I hate that person, and then your children are watching you. I don't care if you say we don't argue in front of our kids. You know what? Kids can pick up energy.
Energy, boy.
Energy is a very big thing, and they pick it up. Like, man, I can remember when my parents, and you know what I'm saying? Kids are smart enough. They put 2 and 2 together when they get older. They get older. They be like, all these years, I thought my parents were happy, but at the end of the day, they really wasn't. Because I can remember the times when this happened. I hear my mama crying, or I see my mama look very, very upset, and they pick up, or my dad is in his car angry, he slammed the door, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or whatever. My thing is, you just got to be careful on that. And I feel that in a marriage, if you learn this one thing, you have to love that partner like you love yourself. That's what the Bible said. Mm-hmm. Love. If you less than the number one commandment is to love thyself as you love your neighbor. Love your neighbors, you love yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you do that, you're gonna be very, very careful, because you ain't gonna hurt yourself.
Right.
You're gonna be very careful the way you treat yourself. So my thing is, treat that man, that spouse, whoever you with, just the same, and respect them. I say it's some people that would treat strangers better than they treat their husband, their spouses.
Man.
And I just be like, they would literally ignore their spouses. And my pet peeve, when you can be, a person can be talking to somebody and they straight ignore you, like you ain't saying nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you not talking to me? And they don't say nothing to you. Man, I just be like, wow, that's crazy. That's just so
we 5 now?
Right,
we 5?
Right. We doing that now. We playing no kind of games.
But I want to go back to something that she said about the time you waste. If your spouse was to pass away,
good.
You are going to think about all the time wasted arguing that could have been done.
Yep.
You could have been doing positive stuff. You could have been, on vacation. You could have been, loving each other. You could have been intimate with each other. You could have been doing all these other things. You could have been putting that energy that you use for anger into something else positive to spend time with your mate. And it's like, all that time wasted, you're gonna want those hours back. We
on the clock now, y'all. Every day you on the clock with your spouse. Every second, every moment, you losing that time where you say, baby, you a moment closer to me. I'm losing you, or you losing me, or you know what I'm saying? Not in a way of we passing away and passing on. But that's why I say it's very important we try and take every moment. Don't take no moment for time, not no minute for granted. And I'm saying this because I know me and my husband just was on the plane. Remember we was on the plane, and he asked about a dog. Okay, we was looking at this dog.
Oh, yeah.
So this dog was sitting up there, and me and him would do stuff like this. So we see the dog. He said, "What you want to bet? That dog is a dog. What's the sex of the dog?"
Yeah, we had a bet on whether the dog was male or female.
Right. I said it's female. We was either naming the dog. He said, what you think the female name is? We was trying to name the dog.
You said the dog was Daisy.
I said, she like a daisy. And then he said, no, he looked like a...
I don't remember what the name I said for her, but...
you didn't say Butch.
No. It was some other name I
Brandon,
came up with.
Bobby, you said something crazy.
Know. But anyway, we were like...
He said he's a male.
We just having fun
so
on the
they
plane,
said,
y'all.
okay, let's put the wager on it. Let's put the bet on it. And
she didn't want to bet, y'all.
I said, no. Because I don't want to bet, because every time he bet, it's always, baby, yeah, I want, I want them lips for this many hours. I want this, and I want that.
Okay,
and,
all right.
and yeah, let me get deep. Let's get deep. And so,
they're going all that detail on here, girl.
He want to do all that. I mean, he have a detailed list of what he want to do.
Listen.
So then he going to tell me, Yeah, baby. I want the baby oil. I want you to rub it all down my body.
Okay. Oh,
and like, and so I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And do you know what this dude did?
Listen,
y'all, that baby oil was.
We agreed on this bet. We shook on it.
No,
bet was on.
We didn't shake it. I said when we got out the thing, I said, baby, he said I won because before the lady left, he was like,
I said, excuse me, ma'am.
Yep.
Excuse me, ma'am. Listen, I was trying to get my.
I thought he was gonna forget.
I want to know.
I thought he was gonna forget.
Excuse me, ma'am.
She was get off the plane.
What is it? Is it a boy or a girl? It's a boy.
And you said, oh, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
your
you.
dad, I said your daddy. He had the biggest smile on his face. He and looked at me with this biggest Chester cheese smile. Like, okay, like he know I won that bet.
I did win that bet, and she made good on it too. She sure did.
I sure did. I was like, he come up. I
made
said, baby, yep. I thought he forgot the baby oil, y'all.
No.
This boy coming with a little video baby oil.
I come from the stove.
He was prepared. I said, okay, whatever.
She made good on it though, but that's the stuff you got to do.
I said,
you know what? Make the little moments so much more important by doing things like that are, not overly competitive, but just kind of keep you, excited about things.
It spices up in your marriage. It spices up your marriage. Look, me and him being married, a lot of people's sex life ain't what it is. They just don't have sex no more. And I'll just be like, my husband, he ain't having it.
Okay.
What?
We done took it there now.
What you
really
mean?
Want to take it there.
What you mean?
We're on video.
I don't care.
Okay. Well,
so I said you ain't having it. Before I tell you that you ain't, I ain't having nothing, making nothing. I ain't doing nothing with you.
Listen, what she talking about is facts, y'all. When you people say romance dies over time in marriage, no, you just stop putting the work in.
That's what that man said.
Yep, that's what he said. You just stop putting the work in. It's so true. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you start putting the work in again, and you start seeing all of it change, or you see things happening, then it was all you wasn't putting the work in. So my word of encouragement to all of you out there that have been in long relationships over long periods of time, and you feel like, oh, this ain't happening. First off, have a combo. Don't just start putting the work in and they don't know why you putting the work in. Because then if you don't feel like you're getting what you should be getting, then you really upset. So had a combo first.
Right, because you be like, oh, you only doing it because you want some.
Right.
You only doing it because you want to get you some this and that. So you was like, okay.
Yeah, make sure it's genuine.
But I think that you take baby steps. If you know that your marriage has been, your relationship has been in the red, y'all know what I mean, and it's been like, man, it's rough. We ain't seen, you know what I'm saying? You need to stop and say, you know what? Let's sit down and let's have a conversation about this.
Have a combo.
You cannot let months and months go by without you trying to nourish that relationship.
Facts.
Like I told you before, it's like water. You have to water that relationship for it to blossom, for it to be able to keep the romance going. Keep it going. Because if you don't, you end up, like you said, disconnect. And once you lose that disconnect, it's hard to get back.
Right.
It's so hard to get back.
And so I think one of the best things to do is listen, fellas, when it comes to women, I know y'all know this. I'm just saying it just to say it, y'all. I know y'all know this. Especially if y'all been in a relationship with a woman for a long time, you already know this. But intimacy for a woman is different than intimacy for a man. And so therefore, if you can figure out how to make love to their mind, if you can figure out how to be intimate with them outside of relations, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, when you actually get to that moment, that moment gonna be so much better. That moment gonna be so much better because they are connected with you emotionally.
Yep. And
they're connected with you mentally, and I tell you, that's more important than anything else.
And see, my thing is, when you grasp the mind, making love to the mind, you men, catch this. Let me tell you something. Your experience in that bedroom is going to be a whole lot better.
It's different.
Because at that point, we all in clouds. We like, oh man, what watch what I do to you tonight. You know, whatever the case may be, because you didn't did this for me, this nice thing for me. And I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, when I say making love to somebody, I mean being very thoughtful.
That's what it is.
Of the little things
it's
of
not
the
about
day.
Gifts
and like,
all the time.
you know, it's not about, it's like my husband supporting me in this Bigo, and he gives me gifts and yachts and stuff like that. That's very important to me, y'all, because it shows me that he's very, very into what I'm doing. He believes in me.
Yes, that's all it is.
And then things like, he'll go and say, baby, you need something. He said, is there anything I can get you? Or he'll go and get me something to drink, something cold. He knows I like a soda here too. Or, you know, he tries to need bath water. He know I like to take a lot of baths. He'll make sure the bath water is taken.
Go get some candles.
Go get some candles,
right?
And he'll pull that up all on me. And then vice versa, ladies, you gotta do something for that man. If I want to, you know, do something like, baby, I bought you this, or baby, this is anything that you need, or what? Let me do this and do that, and you gotta surprise him, and you will begin to know. You're like, wow, I really like that. That really does.
That thing right there, that extra thought that you put into you know, the relationship, just being super thoughtful, it really changes the game, y'all. It changes the relationship for a man too, because, you know, man, we don't need a lot, you know what I mean? But if you do something, that's why, like, for a man, shoot, for most men, have a good meal cooked for them when they come home. Listen, they all in. Men to do a lot of things for a good meal, you know. But there's this other things, surprising them and doing stuff. She's always been like that. Like, I like, and it's like him vice versa. When you love someone, or you really, I'm a type of person that love to see people happy. I love the look on their face. Like he said, he like to look on my face and see me happy and stuff like that, because it does something to you. It warms your heart just to do things special for others, to make them feel special and feel happy. So that's what we do. Then you just keep on practicing that in your marriage, or saying little things. Baby, I really appreciate you cooking for me. I know you didn't have to. Even if that person do it every day, and they've always cooked for you for over 15, 20 years, every day. But it's just something about them when a man comes, you say, baby, let me just say this. That meal was so good. I really appreciate that. You know, you've always taken care of me. And I just really do. I just want to tell you thank you. That little thing, that goes a long way. That thank you goes a long way.
That thank you, or you, baby, I really appreciate you cleaning up today. That was very nice. You cleaned the kitchen. It looks nice.
Right.
That's it.
Acknowledge when something happens. Don't just be like, oh, that shit happened anyway, or whatever. Just acknowledge that it happened, because you would also want it to be acknowledged if you did it too.
Right.
It's not that, you know, it's you know, nothing like, oh, anybody could have done it. Yes, but the acknowledgement makes it worthwhile, even though it's a very small thing to just say, hey baby, thank you for doing that. It looks really, really nice. It's a small thing, takes 2 seconds to do it, but it means so much to the person receiving it.
Oh yeah, well, even when a man goes to work, shoot, baby, you work hard. You are the breadwinner. I really appreciate that. I could be, you know what I'm saying, you give me the things that I need and I want, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's like, well, I don't get into finances, because everybody's financial situation is different. Because there's some people like, this my money is my money, your money is your money, and it can get sticky. And I'm just like, me and my husband, I think it works so well for us, because we are all, his money is my money, his money. It don't matter. It's all in one pot.
It's always been that way.
It's always been that way.
No matter who made the most money or who makes the most money, it's always been that way.
Right. There is. Right.
It's a joint account.
And you got people in relationships that are jealous of each other, competing against each other. I got more than you, and you got to go to your spouse and say, can I borrow $5? I'm gonna be short this week.
I gotta pay him back.
Right. I gotta be short this week until I get paid. I give you $50 back. What? What?
Listen.
Like, we're in this together. What you mean? My 50, your 50. What you talking about?
Because at the end of the day, when nobody got a 50, nobody got a 50.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
you know what I mean?
We gotta eat, and you ain't. If I'm hungry, you gonna tell me, baby, you go.
All I got is my 50.
Well, I got my 50, or you gonna pay me back this burger?
Come on, man.
Listen,
y'all might as well still be dating and going Dutch.
Right.
You dating and going Dutch.
I can't, y'all. I cannot.
Yeah, no, it's all the same. Like, the family car breakdown. Okay, whose money gonna pay for the family car?
I know.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Like, I can't even pay my car note this week. Can you help me out? You help us out?
What are we even talking about?
I can't
that
go to
don't
work
make no
tomorrow.
sense.
Well, you should have not spent all your money. Shoot, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You better tell your job. You got to wait till you get paid to get your job fixed.
Right. Right. It's crazy.
Oh,
But it goes
Lord.
on. It goes on.
It
for
goes
real.
on, and jealousy goes on.
It goes on for real.
I don't understand that. I've
it's
never understood the jealousy
super
part.
competition and all the other competition stuff.
It's crazy.
Listen,
Stay in your own lane. What God has got for you is for you. I promise you. Me and my husband always say, "This is your book."
Right.
Nathaniel T. Gaskin has a book.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Your name on it. It's a beginning and there's an end. And there's chapters throughout that book. He's on the chapters of his book, and everything that's supposed to happen, God has this book in heaven. He knew what he's going to be, who he was going to be, how he's going to turn out, who he's going to marry, the mistakes he's going to make, the stuff that he was not going to make, and correcting those mistakes, or doing the good things that he's going to do in his life, charity, or whatever.
Right.
He knows. And it's nothing you, Tom, Bill, Kathy, whoever, can change about that book. So when you see somebody getting blessed, just know that was in their book. That was for them in that person's book. Stay out of their book. You're not the author of the book. Okay? Right. We all have our book. I have my book, and let me ride out the chapters in my book. I'm gonna let you ride out the chapters in your book. I'm not gonna come in your book trying to illustrate it.
And I'm gonna be happy in your happy
and I'm
moment.
gonna be happy
and I'm gonna
when you be happy.
And I'm gonna pray for you in your down moments.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna come at you negative.
I ain't gonna come at you negative or be jealous of what you got. Why would I be jealous of what's something that I can't control? That's what God blessed that person with.
It's too much energy spent on that sometimes. I be seeing it and I be just like, if you spent that same amount of energy that you do being negative, being positive and motivating not only yourself but motivating other people, your life would be so much happier. But it's the negativity when you just constantly negative about stuff or negative about people or negative about whatever. All that energy, I just don't listen, if you're experiencing negativity like that in your life, don't have those people around you. Right. Don't listen to what they're saying. Cut down on the communication that you allow when you allow all that negativity to impact you, because it really does weigh on you. It weighs on you, whether you acknowledge it or not. Internally, it weighs on you. So just cut it off. Don't let it even come in. Control what comes in your ears and your eyes and all this stuff, and just smooth on out. Stay positive. We about to lose this battery, y'all. So.
Yeah, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we're gonna have more sessions like this. So when you see Nate in here, we're gonna talk about marriages, and because that's what you guys have requested, and it ain't for everybody, and we don't care. We don't, care if you say I don't want to hear that. Well, this is not the video for you, honey.
Right. Some videos be for you, some videos don't.
It ain't right. So, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just love your spouse as you love yourself, and that's the golden rule right there.
Hey.
That's it.
Hey.
Yeah, we finna get up on this road.
It is what it is. Deuces.
Peace out. Peace, love, hair grease. Cheese. Cheese. What's up, my beloved?
I got the sauce. Smackalicious. 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 I got a craving for some crab legs. I want boiled eggs. I want shrimp. I'm a bougie chick. A whole mukbang. Gotta have that lemon rain, and I dip everything. It's smackalicious. Beat love, beat love, beat love 3 times. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Beat love, beat love, beat love 3 times. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.